Well, good morning, everyone. Pastor Corey Rowland here with Yorksville First, Midvale, and Newport, the Global Methodist Church, bring you a devotional today out of the People of the Bible series, with today being Isaac. Isaac lived around the 20th century BC. His name means laughter, and he is the son of Abraham and Sarah, the second son of Abraham. And you can read about his story in the first book of the Bible, in Genesis. Now consider this. Consider what it is like to be the father of a famous son. And then consider what it is like to be the son of the famous father, of a famous father. Isaac knew both of these situations. Isaac's father, Abraham, was the first patriarch and the friend of God. God changed his name from Abram, exalted father, to Abraham, father of multitude. Isaac's son, Jacob, was also a great patriarch, the man with whom came the 12 tribes of Israel. God changed his name also from Jacob, the supplanter, to Israel, which means to strive with God. Nobody changed Isaac's name. He kept it the same for 180 years. Isaac's mother thought it was a joke when she heard she was going to have a son in her old age, and so she named him Laughter. But Isaac grew to be a man of faith in his own right. Isaac demonstrated faith when Abraham took him to Mount Moriah to sacrifice him. He had faith that the promise of God made to his father was made to him as well. In fact, Isaac's faith is mentioned often in the New Testament, in Acts 7:8, Romans 9:7, Galatians 4:23-31, and Hebrews 11:9 through 20. But the most important thing about Isaac's faith was that it was his own. The faith of your father won't save you, and the faith of your son won't change your life. Do not rely on somebody else's faith for your needs. It says, "For by grace you have been saved through faith. It is a gift from God, not of works, lest any man should boast." Ephesians 2:8-9. Make sure your faith is personal. You know, it is so easy to try to fly on the coattails of somebody else instead of giving a genuine commitment to God. I think one of the problems we have in our church in America is that my generation is truly a lot of ways have left the church, and unfortunately it started back even with the previous generation, the generation of my mother and father, who a lot of those generations, they were going to the church merely not because of a personal faith, but most were going there because it was the culture, because their parents brought them. I think one thing that COVID did for the church is COVID truly showed us who wanted to follow God and who was merely there as a cultural Christian, whose faith was personal and whose faith was just on the life support from their parents or from previous generations. The message of today is one that calls us to make our faith in God personal. Not just to say, I have faith because my parents have faith, but I have faith because I know that God is real. I know that Jesus died on the cross. I know that He died for my sins, and that I know that when He comes again and when I die, I will be with Him in eternity. I pray that today that you are living in personal faith with God. Not on faith of your fathers or not because your parents brought you to church. Now that's a wonderful blessing and maybe a wonderful starting point, but let that be the starting point of your faith. Don't say, I'm a Christian because my parents are Christians. Say, I am a Christian because Jesus Christ saved me and died on the cross for me. Make your faith personal today. Amen.